Alright, so can I be honest with you? Can I really tell you the truth without you trying to beat me up? Because listen, I don't want no problems. But can I be straightforward with you? So we all do this gig work from a place of, some of us do this as in terms of like full time. Like me, I'm a full time driver. Some of us do this part time. Some of us do this to cover bills. Some of us got other purposes. But we all kind of do this because we trying to make money. Right? We all do this because we're making money. And some of us make good money. But we all kind of do this because it's like, listen, I'm doing this for a goal. I'm doing this for a reason. I'm doing this because I'm trying to take care of something. I'm trying to elevate. I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. I'm trying to pay something off. We all do this gig work for one reason or another. So we all trying to make as much money as possible, and especially most of a lot of us want to make as much money as possible with the least hours, and it makes sense. It makes sense. So, this is why it kind of baffles me. Well, I guess I shouldn't say it baffles me. When we all start, we just pick an app. So in my case, I started off on DoorDash. Then I was like, I got this car. I don't really want to get out the car. It's hot. I could be in the AC. So I started doing Uber. Then I started doing Uber. And I was like, yo, this is kind of nice. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to get out of the car. I can sit. I can lay, got the AC on, playing my music. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm enjoying my time. Cause y'all know, for me, I come from more so manual labor type of work. I was a server. As a server, as a waiter, you're on your feet all day, all day long. The whole shift, in other words. Now, there's different restaurants. Some restaurants care about, like, if you sit down, if you don't, that type of thing. But for the most part, you're on your feet that whole shift. And in my case, unfortunately, it's about business needs. So there could be times, a lot of times, where you come into work and it's like, yo, I just got to knock this 8 hours out. I'm tired. I did whatever yesterday. And then you get there, and now they want you to work a double. For those that don't know what a double is, it's work 2 hours to work another shift on top of your shift because business needs require it. Trust me, if anybody's coming from that background, you know what a double is because you work a lot of them. And I know you probably like, oh yeah, but the overtime, you killing it in overtime and all of that stuff. No, you're not. You're not at all. Overtime for a server is like peanuts because our salary never really matched up to the amount of work that we were doing because they know that we get tips. And yeah, the other thing you'll be like, oh, well, if you work the double shifts, you get more money. Not all the time. Not all the time. So yeah, there's some days where it's like, okay, I'm happy that I work this double shift because I can make some money in tips. Then there's other days, it's like you don't make no money, but you just there. You doing busy work. You tired, you drained. You just worked the 8 hours before. Now you got to work another 8 hours on top of that. It's like you can kind of see it's hard to still be like energetic and active and yeah, answering people's questions and smiley and nah. It's like you tired. You tired at that point. But yeah, So when we all, so like I was saying, when I first started, I started on DoorDash. Realized that hey, I could take people and sit in my car, get the same type of money, but not have to get out of my car. I'm lazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm lazy. I wanted to be lazy because I come from that background of constantly being on my feet. So I'm like, oh, you telling me I can get off my feet and relax? Sign me up. And then, so I primarily for the last couple years have been an Uber driver. Primarily have been an Uber driver. I still do DoorDash during the summer, but not as much. Because for me, it was like, okay, once I learned that I could be an Uber driver, that's it. That was my golden ticket. Everything kind of aligned in that sense. Like, I'm comfortable. I'm in my AC, and I'm still making money. But the other thing that I've learned over these last couple years, and this is why I said I wanted to be straightforward with you. You may hear a lot about like people talking about multiple sources of income, building your bank account, not relying on one thing from other avenues, but you don't hear it a lot when it comes to us as gig workers. And I mean, yeah, it's true that it's not really a whole lot of I mean, as an Uber driver, you don't really have a whole lot of options. Your main option is get in the car, work, and go home. That's the biggest thing. And I mean, a couple years ago, it used to be with the referral bonus. You could make a lot of money from the referral bonus. That's why if you watch those videos from that time, everybody was like, click the link below if you're not a driver. Click the link, click the link. But now you don't really make that much money from referrals. It's very specific. Very specific. It's like very specific to your specific market, your city, so you got to find people that are new exactly in your city, in your radius. And then if they click the link, then they could do it. And then they got to do a certain number of rides and all of that stuff. Oh yeah, you used to make bank off of that. But again, this is why if you see any of those videos from those times, you'll see a lot of those people, that's what they were promoting. Click the link in the description, not necessarily giving you information, just like, hey, click the link in the description so I can get my money. That was one of the other sources of income that you could have had. But now that's kind of dried up. Everybody's, for the most part, an Uber driver, or at least they signed up. Whether they do it or don't, that's kind of like not a real, I mean, it's not like something that you can rely on anymore because people have already signed up. So now, when I say multiple sources of income, I'm looking at the fact that, okay, so now today's issue is that you can be deactivated for literally anything. Anything that the passenger says wrong. The passenger says you're not polite. You can be deactivated for that. The passenger says, I don't know, hey, you went to the wrong pickup spot. You can be deactivated for that. The passenger says, hey, you were drunk. You can be deactivated for that. The passenger says, hey, it smelled like weed in the car. You can be deactivated for that. Basically, what I'm alluding to is whatever the passenger says, you can be deactivated for. Literally. Doesn't matter how many rides you've done, how long you've been on the platform, how many 5 stars you have. None of that matters. The only thing that matters in that moment is what did the passenger say. That's it. So if you're like me, or like a lot of us, when we kind of got into this gig work, we got into it off of one particular platform. So when I say one particular platform, I'm talking about either it was DoorDash, it was Uber in my case. Well, I mean, it was DoorDash first, and now it's Uber. We all kind of started on one platform and just learned it. Maybe it was Instacart, maybe it was Amazon. We learned that one platform and we got used to it. And that's where we start. That's where we stopped, in other words. Most of us just didn't really pick up anything else because we could make the money on that platform. And so, I mean, it makes sense, But today, the issue is that You can be deactivated for any little thing. And can you imagine rent being due and a customer gets in your car in terms of being an Uber driver? They get in your car and say that you were drunk, and then you get deactivated right on the spot. Now rent's due, and it's like, wait, what? Huh? How? Why would they do that? Like, I was clearly cognizant. I was clearly aware. I was clearly up. Why would they do that? Or, let's say, the kids need some food, I always use these extreme examples because, this could happen. Kids need some food. You trying to go out and make some money. You get another false complaint. Hey, my driver smelled like weed. What? I don't even smoke. But now you're deactivated. And as of, now you can't make the money that you need for the kids to be able to eat. It's like now you stressed out and all of that stuff. I'm using these extreme examples because a lot of us are in these situations. But because we're on the platforms, because we're able to make the money, it's like we can still do what we need to do. But I'm just saying that these things happen. They happen to me more than anybody else. I don't know. Maybe it's because I got a YouTube channel. But, they do. They definitely happen. They definitely happen. So I started off saying, can I just be honest? Can I just be straightforward with you? Can I just tell you the truth? As a good friend should? So with that being said, if I was your friend, if I knew you, if we were, in person, I guess, I would tell you, if you're not multi-apping, you're tripping. You're setting yourself up for failure. In the sense of, even if you're part-time, even if you just do this a couple hours a week, even if you don't really care about this income, you're setting yourself up for failure because these apps, the way things happen, you can be deactivated in a heartbeat. Because a lot of the customers know all they have to do is tell DoorDash, tell Uber, you did something crazy, and they're going to give them a free ride. And I know you might be like, oh, well, but I only do Premier, or I only do Comfort, or I only do this type of ride. I only do rides in this area. It happens. I've been deactivated off of Comfort rides, been deactivated off of X rides. I can't say I've been deactivated off of Premier. I can't really say, but I have had a Premier trash my car. So, yeah, they trashed my car. Like, they trashed my car. Yeah. I'm talking about they scratched everything up. Yeah, it was crazy. It was like I wanted to fight them. I've had Premiers do all types of crazy stuff in the back seat. Yeah, so like, yo, get a room. Like, I'm this is my vehicle. I'm trying to drive. Oh, they don't care. They don't care because that whole entitled thing. Yeah, they don't care. But so. So I guess it's just one of those things. If I was your friend, I would tell you that you're wasting your time by not multi-apping. Because if you're multi-apping, I'm gonna make more money than you. If you're multi-apping, you had a chance to kind of you got the chance to make more money than normal people. In other words, like I said, when you talk about these apps, customers know that they can file a free report. They know that they can get a free ride. All they have to do is say certain words, and that's it. Now, the problem, maybe they don't really factor it in. The problem is when they say those words, we get deactivated. We reap the discipline because, of course, the customer is always right. And it's a process to get back on the platform. If you don't know that, it's a process. It's a long process. Sometimes you get on, and it's not guaranteed. It's a process that you're not guaranteed about. So it's like, okay, great. Do you want to go through that process, or do you just kind of, do you want to be prepared? I'm one of those people. I like to be prepared. And even in that sense, it's about knowing that, okay, you're missing out in the sense of there's way more opportunities if you have multiple apps. Way more opportunities. So obviously with one app, you have whatever, you have your go-to spots, whatever. But when you include two apps, it's like now you just open the door to way more stuff, if that makes sense. So yeah, for me, I recommend, I say, if you're an Uber driver, if you're a DoorDash worker, Amazon person, whatever the case is, you gotta have two apps, because you're just missing out if you're not. But yeah, with that being said, man, I'm gonna get out of here. As you can see, I got a lot of people walking around me. Sun's out, sun's crazy. So I don't even know how it's looking. I gotta do it from the side because the sun's killing me. But yeah, man, just wanted to kind of get on here and say that. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know I love and appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. From the very bottom. Also, I got some changes coming to the channel. We're going to do a little bit more reactions. I'm kind of interested to see how this goes. So yeah, it won't be as many talking heads like this. It'll be, some mixture of some reaction videos. So let's see how that goes. Other than that, man, listen. If you got any questions, any comments, leave them down below. And lastly, if you're not in the group, not in the Telegram group, the free Florida rideshare group, hit the link below. Become a part of the community. Now, become a part of the community. Don't just get in just to get in. Become a part of the community. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm out of here. As you can see, the sun is so bright. Deuces.